Welcome, this is Joe Testa from TECI-RV.com. Today we're going to talk about how to install a pump converter kit, winterizing kit, so you don't have to put that pink RV antifreeze stuff into your freshwater tank. Some RV manufacturers have a label right on the RV. It says, just dump 2 or 3, 5 gallons of that stuff into the freshwater tank. I personally made the choice a long time ago when I had my 1987 Mallard that I was not going to put that stuff in the freshwater tank. So what I did is back then I bought a bypass kit, and we're going to show you today how to install a bypass kit. But first off, I want you to see what we've got set up here. Right? We've got a water pump. We've got the screen like you'd normally have in your RV. We have a bucket full of water on the ground that we're going to use to pull from. We also have a cutoff switch over here, right on there, which would be used to act as if it was our faucet. So we'll turn this pump on. We could do this and go, okay, this is our faucet, and we got water. We've got water pumping from there through to here. So that being said, what we'll do now, we've proven that has worked, that the pump is running, it will cut off on its own. What we're going to do is spend time installing this kit. And that kit will go right here between the screen and the water pump. We're going to install that in there so you can see how you can do it on yours. Some of your RVs might be easy to do, some of them might be a little more complex depending on where your water pump is. Could be under a bed, could be behind a cabinet. It just depends because everybody's RV seems to be built differently. So that's what we're going to do next. What we're going to do is we're going to get some paper towels. We're going to disassemble our section between the strainer and the pump. All right? The pump is off, and then we're going to show you the pieces, parts, and how to install this. Okay, so we've got some paper towels underneath here. We're going to loosen this up because this is the input to the pump, because that's where this needs to go. And we'll have a little bit of water run out to be expected. And we'll clean this up here. And we'll leave that there for the moment. Okay. Always have paper towels around just to clean up messes. Okay, so what we've got here today is we have got a Camco pump converter winterizing kit. Now let's take a look at the pieces. We got, that's basically the pieces that it comes with. As you can see, we've got a hose, an adapter, a valve, and a way to connect this thing all together. And of course they give you some white tape too. So as we take a look at what we've got here, this is what's going to happen. This guy here is going to go between the pump and this one here. So as we take a look, this guy will go on here. And then we have this adapter, all right, this valve. One side, the top, as you can see there, you should be able to see, will be for bypass. The other side will be for open. So this will be one way, and this will be where that comes out and goes into the pump here. So we're not going to put any tape on here. Yes, you should put tape on, but we're not going to do it today just because I want to be able to just show you how it looks and how it works. Aha, and the tape tries to escape. So, this is the way it's connected. All right. We will now take this guy, hook him back up to here. Okay, that's how the setup is. All right, so all we really did was disconnect the PEX line from the pump, put in the black connector, put the brass T into that connector and then hook the PEX line back up to the other side. Now, let me move the camera here. As you'll be able to see, we'll zoom in here a little bit. We are currently set on open. So, in theory, I should be able to put this back into the hose, back into the bucket, right? We'll put that back in the bucket, we'll turn this pump back on, and it should pump water. We're already pressurized, so we open this valve. And we're pumping water again. Okay, so now we know everything is connected up correctly. Right? Now, let's talk about bypass. So now we have everything in place to be able to now do a bypass. All right, so we've got our gallon of antifreeze. They come in a couple of different flavors, I'll call them. Yeah, I've tasted it before, just to prove my point that it's not going to kill you. This one is made by Champion. It's good down to -50. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our source, which was in our, right, stays in the bucket just like it normally would, but now we're going to do this. We're going to add the hose to the top of this here. Right? Well, what they did is they gave you this piece of hosing. This piece of hosing. How about this piece of hose? So this end, of course, will screw onto here. This end will go onto here, and then this end then goes in to the antifreeze. Okay, so that's your initial setup, right? We've got everything set up the way it needs to be. Now, you need to flip this guy back to here. So now when we turn on the pump, it will then pump from the hose that's in the antifreeze down to the T. The pump will pull it and it will end up in the bucket. What would normally be, you would end up running through your various faucets and stuff. But let's take a look. Let's turn this on. Let's see what happens. Okay, we've turned the pump on. Nothing's happened because just like we would have when we're doing this, if you look at over there, my faucet is closed. So we will turn that on. I'm going to run over there and turn that on. Then you should see the pink stuff coming from the top, from the gallon, through the clear hose. We'll go into the pump, and then we'll go into this bucket over here, and I'll show you. As you can see, it's doing exactly as you would expect. We turn off our faucet, and that one stops. So let's go take a look. So we turned off our faucet, our black handle, as you can see there. And if this was your sink, we'll say, that all then pink stuff flowed through there into your sink drain. So this all works as you would expect. Now we're not going to need to run any more than we already did, but it just goes to prove how easy this is to put together. And when you're ready and done, you can lift this up. We'll drain the rest of it back out. We'll set this over here like this for a moment. We will open and make a mess, of course. And we'll open the faucet real quick. It pumps out the rest of it. It can then go back and pump water. Once it's full, you turn off your faucet like in springtime, and you're all set. Relatively easy to do and to put on. Like I said, your biggest challenge to do this is going to be, where is my water pump? And literally, I know some of you out there don't know where it's at. So if you've never had to use it, put some water in the freshwater tank, turn it on, listen for where it's at. It could be under the sink in the bathroom, it could be behind a panel in a hallway. They put these things everywhere. So what you need to do is figure out where your pump is. Then, once you've got your bypass kit, see how easy or how hard this is going to be able to make this happen, right? PEX is somewhat mostly rigid. You do have a bit of capability of being able to move it around. In my 87 Mallard, they were using mostly clear hose, like you see here, from the freshwater tank into the pump. That was easy enough to move around, right? You may have to do a little bit of replumbing to be able to make it work and get it installed correctly. Contact me. I'll be glad to walk you through it. It's not that big of a deal to put PEX together. I put this whole thing together in about 15 minutes this morning. None of this one is in existence. All the clamps, the whole 9 yards. If you've got the right tools, this is an easy job to do. And we'll see you on the next video.